Hello, hello. Welcome to our webinar. When you pop on, go ahead and open that chat and let us know where you are listening from. Say hello. We are going to give it a little bit of time to let everyone come in. We're expecting a big crowd today. So hello, Stephanie. We're going to give everyone some time to get in. Pennsylvania. Hey, Beth. If you're just hopping on, go ahead and open up the chat. Say hello. Let us know where you're listening from. We're going to give it just a couple of minutes so that everyone has a chance to come on. Hi, Claire. Hi, Tracy. Hey, Cindy. Juanita and Ann, welcome, welcome. All right. Awesome. Looks like everyone is coming in. We'll get ready to start here in just another couple minutes. We'll go over some housekeeping while we're waiting. How's that? So you have in front of you the webinar chat, which goes to everybody who is listening on the webinar. So you can chat in there throughout. But you also have a tab that says Q&A. We're going to have a question and answer session at the end of the webinar. So if you have any questions along the way, I want you to type them in the question and answer tab. And that's where I'm going to look for questions. So I'm not going to be able to go through the whole chat to look for the questions. So make sure you open up that Q&A section, and that's where you'll type your questions. And again, we're going to do a question and answer session at the end of the webinar. So go ahead and put your questions in there. The chat can be used anytime. My chat window will not be open because my brain will not be able to concentrate on what I'm talking about and read the chat at the same time. So I'm going to close my chat window as soon as we get started here. So my chat will not be open. Our panelists, Patty and Stacy, they might pop into the chat and you know, interact with you there. But I'm going to have to close mine for sanity reasons, I think. So again, if you're just joining or listening, and we're going to get started here in just 1 minute. The countdown is on. I feel like we should have music. No? Maybe? All right. Hey, Barbara. Hi, Yvette. Wow, we have all over. We have Canada, California. Awesome. All righty. Hey, Vicki. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close my chat window. And we are going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go over those housekeeping rules real quick one more time. So you have a Q&A button on your app, on your Zoom app, or on your computer, wherever you're listening. And that's the area I want you to add any questions you have along the way about anything that we're talking about, whether it's for me, whether it's for one of the panelists who are joining me today, about anything along the way on the webinar, okay? You can use the chat feature anytime. Again, my chat window is closed so that I can focus on what we are discussing in the webinar, and I'll be sure to look back through the chat later on. But I'm so excited to welcome you to Becoming Sugar Mama Strong, action steps that you can implement today for improved diabetes self-care. So here's what's going to happen. Over the next hour, I'm going to share with you what I call the Sugar Mama Strong action steps. I'm going to share takeaways that you can hang up from this webinar and go implement right now that you can improve your self-care. You can start taking care of yourself. You can make some noticeable changes in your routine that are going to make you feel better. Okay? I'm going to share how I put all these things together and created a program that is designed for women like you and me to be successful and have a safe place to grow and create change and, you know, feel safe doing it in a no judgment zone. Okay. All right, here we go. There are some of you on this webinar who don't know me. So I want to start with where I'm coming from. So this was me. About 8 years ago, my journey started. My daughter was about 2 years old. And these are some of my before pictures, before I started really taking my health seriously. And just my little bullet points, you know, full of self-doubt, afraid of failure. I had no energy to be who I wanted to be the mom that I wanted to be, the wife that I wanted to be. And I just was ignoring what was going on inside my body. I was about 10 years into my diagnosis. I've been a type 2 diabetic for 21 years now. And a lot of that time I lived in denial. I was my healthiest when I was pregnant with my kids because their lives depended on me. But once they were out in the world, I very easily fell back into old habits. And when my daughter was 2 and running around, and my son, you see them there, he was 5 when she was born, I really felt the burden of needing to be there for them. I know that sounds silly. Well, wouldn't you feel that all the time? Well, yeah, except now I wanted to take action and do something about it. So I had to figure out my own way. I'm sure, like most of you, you've done a million things. I was one of those people. I had been on a diet for my whole life, my whole adult life. I've done it all. And none of them had lasting changes until I started making goals that didn't have to do with the numbers. My first one is the center of this slide. It was my triathlon. You're going to say, you're crazy. Why would you sign up for a triathlon when you're, you know, a size 18, 20? Well, because I could. And because I thought, well, that's certainly going to make me exercise. If I know I have to show up that day and run a 5K and swim in a lake and bike for 15 miles, you got to prepare for that. And certainly all that preparation is going to help my health, right? So I set this goal and I knew that it was going to help me transform my inside and my outside. But let me tell you what happened throughout these pictures. I would say a couple years in, I had the wake-up call of my life. I had lost 100 pounds, which is amazing, and I'm so proud of that. But I went to the doctor because I wasn't feeling good. I was looking good. I wasn't feeling good. And she said, Mary, I'm afraid you're going to have a heart attack. And I said, excuse me? I felt like, who is she talking to? That's what I thought, was there someone else in the room? because I was training for a 10-mile run and my next half marathon. And she's telling me she's afraid I'm going to have a heart attack. My A1C was almost 11. And at this point, I had already lost 100 pounds. So what was happening was I was so focused on the outside and I was still ignoring the inside. And I had to have a little reality check on how I was approaching my wellness. Okay, so I cried, the whole way home. And I decided I needed to do something different. For me, I was already doing the exercise, obviously, right? I was exercising every day. These pictures are, a testimony to, activity had become an integral part of my life. Most recently is my black belt picture last October, something I never in a million years dreamed I would have accomplished. The hardest thing by far in any of these pictures that I've ever done. But I needed to approach the rest of me in the same way that I approached the exercise. I needed to approach my mindset. I needed to approach my nutrition and my accountability and stop letting myself off the hook. Okay, so even though throughout this journey in the last 8 years, I became a group exercise instructor and I started teaching Zumba. You can see in the picture on the screen. I became a personal trainer and a diabetes paraprofessional, and I launched Sugar Mama Strong. I needed to take a step back in my own care and say, okay, how can I approach this differently than I had in the past? And that's where the Sugar Mama Strong action steps come in. So something changed. I found renewed determination in my why, implemented the Sugar Mama Strong action steps, and changed my life. Okay? We're going to talk about our why in a little bit, but I can tell you right now, when you know your why and you remind yourself of that every single day, it's a lot easier to keep yourself on course and focused. All right, so we're going to jump into these action steps. If you have a notebook, great. If you don't have one, grab one real quick so you can take some notes. Because like I said, you're going to be able to leave this webinar and go make some changes, go do some new things right away. So action step number 1. First, I'm a quotes person. Well, you might not know that, but I am a quotes person. I love an inspirational quote. So this one says, you can't hate yourself into a version of yourself you can love. If you are looking in the mirror every day and belittling yourself and chastising yourself and criticizing yourself, any results that you make along the way in your journey are going to be temporary. And I know that, but I promise if you don't change this part, any of the physical changes that you make and progress that you make are going to be temporary. Because until you can love yourself the way you are now, you're not going to love yourself 2 sizes smaller. Boom, right? Okay. So action step number 1, you have to shift your mindset. Okay. That means adjusting your thinking from a negative mindset to a positive one. So this is what I used to tell myself. I can't do this. I'm going to fail again. I'm not strong enough. I have to give up so much. Okay. When I was first diagnosed, and even sometimes now, you guys, because, diabetes can be a frustrating disease. Let's face it. But, sometimes we focus so much on what we have to give up that we forget about what we're gaining when we make these changes. Okay. So I'm going to give you a little example. Okay. If your level of positivity is down here, okay. I know it's hard to see. Okay. Down here. And diabetes throws a punch and a punch and a punch, and you're already down here, you're gonna go like this, like this, like this, like this. And you're gonna fall into this downward spiral, okay? If you're up here because you're working on your mindset and you're focusing on the positive, well, when diabetes tries to knock you down, well, it might get you here, but it's not gonna knock you all the way down because you're stronger than that. Okay, well, how do you do that? Okay, here we go. Uh-oh. All right, so here's your how-to shift your mindset. Number 1, Post-its. I love me some Post-its. Put them up to remind you of your goals and how awesome you are. I have notes all over my desk, in my bathroom, on my refrigerator that say, you know, you are strong, you are brave, you are worth it. Okay, you can do this. And yes, it might sound cheesy to you, but what you take in and what you think is what you believe. So if you're telling yourself you can't and you're a failure, guess what? That's what you're going to believe. So you got to flip that switch. So you need to change your environment and put up some positivity. Put it everywhere. Okay, grab yourself some Post-its, start writing. And even if you don't believe it now, write it anyway. I keep doing that. All right, choose a book on an area that's a struggle and commit to reading or listening to a chapter every day. I used to think that self-help books were a joke. Self-help doesn't always mean Dr. Phil or something like that. Here's the thing, if you needed to learn a new skill for work or how to, you know, do something on the computer or how to, I don't know, sew a button, you would read up on it or watch a video or something. You would learn about it. That's the same for building your confidence, for starting a morning routine, for battling perfectionism, for, you know, food issues. It's the same thing. It's all skills. So if you're struggling in an area, you need to do something to improve it. So you need to learn about it, dissect it, take it apart so that you can improve on it, okay? 1 chapter a day. And if you need ideas, a quick Google search will bring up hundreds of ideas on a topic. All right, start a gratefulness journal. At the start of each day, list 5 things you're grateful for. When you start your day on a positive note like that, it shifts your entire outlook. And it doesn't even need to be something written if you're not into that. If you open your eyes in the morning and before you get out of bed, you say, okay, today I'm grateful for da, 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 da. Okay? That's all it takes. Just activity, start your day in a positive headspace. Have a happiness list, a compilation of mood boosters guaranteed to get you out of a funk. So sometimes you're gonna have a day where you feel blah, right? Sometimes there's just no other way to describe it but blah, okay? So I have a list of things that make me happy. Certain TV shows, certain playlists on my iPhone of songs, calling a certain friend, calling my mom, you know, watching a certain comedian on Netflix. Okay, things that are going to make me smile. If you have that readily accessible and you feel that mood coming on, plug into one of those options to get yourself out of that moment. All right, shift your expectations. I think a lot of times as women with diabetes, we want to be perfect. We want all the numbers to be perfect. We want all the results to happen right now. And you guys, it just doesn't happen that way. We need to shift from perfection to progress so that we don't make ourselves crazy. Okay, so choose one thing to focus on, to improve on. You know, maybe it's your water this week, or maybe it is choosing a book, and that's going to be your focus this week. Okay, so shift that expectation to progress, not perfection. And also, like I just shared in the slide before with my pictures of my journey, set a goal that's not numbers based. Okay, so maybe it's that you want to try 3 new recipes this week, or maybe it's that you want to be active 3 days this week, or you want to try a new vegetable. It doesn't always have to be, I want to lose 5 pounds. Okay, so that is your shift your mindset how to. And we're going to move on to number 2. Eat to live, don't live to eat. As a woman with food issues, I make it a very public knowledge. I make it public knowledge that I have food struggles. I think a lot of us that are living with diabetes do. And a lot of times I am eating breakfast and I'm already thinking about what I'm going to eat for lunch. Can any of you relate to that? Tell me yes in the chat if you can relate to that. Okay. So I've had to work really hard to fight against that. Okay. So when it comes to your eating plan, this is really important. I hope you're listening right now. I am not going to tell you on this webinar what eating plan you should follow. Look into my eyes. I am not going to tell you what eating plan you should follow. I'm going to tell you how to discover the eating plan that's right for you. Okay? 2 different things. Okay? The lies that I would tell myself on finding my plan or eating plans in general were, I can't stick to a diet. I hate this food or that food. I don't have time to meal prep or plan or whatever. And I don't want to make separate meals for my family. Here's the thing. Diabetes is not a cookie cutter disease. What affects your numbers might not affect my numbers. Okay? And because there's so much information out there, so many meal plans, it's very easy to fall into the trap of just following what someone else is doing without figuring out your own body's response. Okay? We're not going to do that. So I'm going to show you in this next slide how you can figure out the eating plan that's right for you. Okay? Which is what I had to do. I had to cut out all the noise from the internet, from the books, from the miracle cures, from the text messages that are all of a sudden showing up, on my phone. Lose 60 pounds in 4 weeks. You guys, you got to kind of have tunnel vision and figure out the plan that's going to work for your life. Okay? And here's how we're going to do it. Plan. And you're going to ask yourself these questions. What is required in terms of planning and prepping, and does this fit into my lifestyle? Okay, if it's a plan that's telling you you have to plan all 7 days and each meal, so you have 21 prepared meals in your refrigerator, and you don't thrive on that. Me personally, I'm not a leftovers person, and so meal prepping to me feels like eating leftovers every day. That would not work for me. Okay, so that's something you need to ask yourself. I don't know why I keep doing that. Am I required to purchase supplements or costly food items, and will they fit into my budget? Okay, if it's a prepared meal plan where you have to purchase food and they're asking you to spend $800 a month on your food, are you prepared to do that? And is that something that's sustainable, for a long period of time? Is a large amount of exercise required to see results? Are they expecting you to be in the gym for 2 hours a day, burning 1,000 calories in order for you to lose 2 pounds a week? Something to consider if your lifestyle is mainly sedentary right now. Is the food plan restrictive, and do I have food baggage to take into consideration? So for me, this is a biggie, because for me, restriction is a trigger. Because of I struggle with binge eating, anytime I restrict myself severely, it's like all I can focus on. And so for me, it's moderation is where I live when it comes to my food plan. Okay, so that's something that you need to think about also if you're like me with what I call food baggage. Do I have underlying health issues, and does the plan address them? So here's the thing, not every plan out there takes high blood pressure, heart disease, kidney issues, diabetes into consideration. And if you have a mixture of those things, you really have to be careful what you're signing up for or what you are going, participating in or adopting as your lifestyle. Does the program offer social support, or will I be going it alone? For me, part of the way that I thrive is having a cheering section. I need the gold stars. I need someone to cheer for me and clap for me and pat me on the back, because I thrive on that. So if that's something that you need also, you need to take that into consideration too. So that is your how-to section for finding your meal plan, okay? Because here's the secret. It's a secret. Are you ready? All of the eating plans work. They all work. If they are based on science and they are nutritionally sound, they all work. You just have to decide if they work for you. Not for your friend, not for your mom, not for your grandma who also has diabetes, for you. So that's the thing, you guys, they all work, all of them. So you have to decide, am I willing to do the work that's required to make this program successful? And all of them require a different level of work, okay? So that's what you have to decide on your own, okay? And we're here to help and we're here to support you, but everyone requires something different in terms of these questions, right? Your answers to these are very different than mine. Okay, so you have to ask yourself these and reflect on it and really take it all into consideration before deciding on a food plan. Okay, all right. Everyone can't do everything, but everyone can do something. Okay, that's my quote. Says yours truly. We're talking about exercise. Okay. Action step number 3, move it, move it. Okay. The lies I told myself when I first started were, it's too hard. I don't have time. Kids, I have complications from diabetes. I'm not motivated and I'm too big. Now, the first time I went to a gym and had an appointment with a personal trainer, I'm convinced that he tried to kill me. He had me up and down off the floor. He had me doing, I don't even remember what exercises, it's so many years ago, but I legit could not move for a week. I was limping, walking around. And you guys, when I tell you, that is not the goal of exercise. And when you are a large woman and you are a beginner at exercise, the goal of movement is to make you empowered and victorious and strong. It's not to cripple you so that you can't move for a week. Okay? Now, let me address real quick that there are so many benefits of exercise that we forget about. We focus so much, we hear exercise will bring your numbers down. It'll help you lose weight. You'll lose inches. but there's so much more to it than that. I truly believe, you guys, that exercise equals our independence. The more you move, the more you're able to stay independent. You can get up and out, down off the couch, in and out of your bed, in and out of your car. You can stay driving. Your balance, improves. You can stay walking independently. And we're going to talk about some other things too. So the benefits of exercise. Check this out. And I'm sure there's tons more. Increased mobility. Reduces your anxiety. Okay, if I'm in a rough mood or I'm stressed out and I get in a workout, I instantly feel better. Lowers your overall blood pressure, improves your well-being. Good cholesterol goes up, bad cholesterol goes down, reduces your body weight, increases your muscle, like I just said, improves your balance, lowers your blood sugar and improves your A1C, and improves insulin resistance. So it's so much more than burning calories. So much more than that, okay? So how do you do it without feeling overwhelmed, without feeling like you're gonna die, without feeling like you can't walk without, like the beginner who can't do any of the movements? I'm gonna tell you how. Here's your how-to for Move It, Move It. To get activity in your life, you don't need to do a formal workout every day. You can work in your garden. You can go for a walk. You can put on music and dance around your house. You can walk around your house for a walk if it's too hot where you live. Okay? It doesn't have to be putting on a workout video or going to a gym. It doesn't have to if you're not there yet. Okay? Schedule an appointment with yourself just like you would a doctor's appointment, and don't cancel. Okay? When you schedule an appointment with yourself, I'm going to work out at 8:30 in the morning. Okay? Or I'm going to get a walk in at 8:30 in the morning. Okay? You have to keep that commitment to yourself just like you would if it were a doctor's appointment. Make it part of your day. Start with stretching every morning. Even a stretch, stretching your neck, stretching your shoulders, starting with your head, going all the way down your body. That is an excellent way when you first wake up in the morning to get your body moving, okay? Even that little bit of activity helps. When you're first starting a routine, an exercise routine, you're first starting to incorporate that activity in a consistent way, you need to start slowly. The goal is not like that trainer did to me to try to kill yourself 7 days in a row and not be able to walk. You need to start slowly and at your level. So look for routines with modifications. I have a YouTube channel, Sugar Mama Strong. Head over there. There's some workouts on there with modifications right now, okay? They even have seated modifications. So if you have trouble standing for the 30 minutes, you can sit down and do your workout, okay? Focus on what you can do. The goal for optimum heart health is 30 minutes of activity a day. If you can't do 30 minutes at one time, do 5 minutes. Then do another 5 minutes. Then do another 5 minutes. It doesn't matter if it's all at once, okay? You have to start where you are and build up your stamina. And eventually you'll get there. Then you'll be doing 15 minutes and 15 minutes. Okay? Don't apply someone else's rules to where you're at. Okay? You start at your level with your modifications that you need. Okay? Now, step number 4, holding yourself accountable. All right. This is a big one. This is deep. It's a deep one. The lies. I can do this myself. I don't need help. I'll start tomorrow. I'll work out later. I have other things to do. This is what we tell ourselves when we don't want to make what we said we were going to do a priority. We find other things to do. We're so willing, this little section at the bottom says, we're so willing to jump through hoops to keep our word to someone else, but are so quick to break our promises to ourselves. Why is that? Why do we do that? We let ourselves off the hook so easily. That's deep. This one always gets me because I spent a lot of years letting myself off the hook and not doing what I said I was going to do. So I would say, okay, Monday's the day. And then by Tuesday, it wasn't the day anymore. I already was like, oh, you could start over again next Monday, right? How many times in our lives have we done that? Over and over and over again. I know I've done it way too many times. So we need to find a way to hold ourselves accountable to the things that we really deep inside want for ourselves, okay? Now, I promised you at the beginning of this webinar that I was going to share with you how I put these action steps together into a program that was going to help you be successful in putting these together and getting results. So I'm going to share with you some testimonials from Sugar Mama Strong Fitness and Wellness, our all-in group. So this is Anne right here. She said, it's official. My doctor has taken me off metformin. He said hard work and better habits made that possible. So off her medication. Ruthie shared in a post that her A1C went down from 8.4 to 7.7. Her triglycerides went down. Her cholesterol went down from 220 to 139. Say what? I mean, hello. Amazing. Vicky lost 8 pounds, 7.3 to 7.0. Pam here talked about just how she was feeling defeated and didn't even realize how defeated she was feeling until she felt the encouragement from the group. So I just think that speaks volumes. Yvette, again, I'll let you guys read that. Lost 5 pounds, just building her confidence up. Ruthie shared again that she's feeling not just physical strength, but strength to say no and yes when she needs to. And now I think next are 2 panelists, Stacy and Patty. So this is a little video clip, I believe, from Stacy. She shared a testimonial, and it's my favorite part of the video that she shared, so I had to share it with you. Take a listen to this.
And then I saw it, I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, you have to stand up and do whatever the exercise was. So I stood up and did whatever the exercise was, and I sat back down. And then I stood up to do the next exercise. And I'm like, oh my God, does she see me? I'm standing and sitting, standing and sitting. I'm standing and sitting. And I'm thinking, oh my God, but she doesn't know that. She doesn't know that I used to have an issue with standing and sitting, and that because I've been doing her workouts and walking and doing all of the things that I can do with consistency, that I can now stand and sit without some Herculean effort. And I thought, oh my God, she's a godsend. So Mary, this is for you. I had to tell them.
I love it. All right, here is Miss Patty P, who's going to join us later. Well, she's joining us now, but you're going to hear from her in a minute. This is from when she started the program until just the other day. Same outfit, same shorts, different color, right? All right. Oh,
and then I
did it again. All right. All right. So Sugar Mama Strong Fitness and Wellness. Here's what it is. Here's what's included. The full scoop. We have 3 levels. Our daily, our level up, and our all in, which those testimonials that you just heard are all from our all in program, which is our most popular, our largest, because it includes everything. So I'm going to focus mainly on the all in group. So you're going to get our fitness and wellness journal that you can print out at home, which you can keep track of everything. So it really is your diabetes journey in one place. Okay, you can track your blood sugars, your food, your exercise, your water, your sleep, your meal plan, your grocery list, your goals, your measurements. It is all there in one place. Okay, access to our library of workouts. There are probably 50 workouts in there by now. They're all led by me, and they include modifications for every fitness level. So whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, I'm going to show you how to adjust the workout to suit your needs. You get live weekly workouts with me every week. You get meal plans. It says 12 weeks of meal plans here, but I just added another 3 months worth. You also get weekly group coaching. So every Tuesday night, we meet on Zoom, just like we are now, except you'll be able to see everybody's faces. And we talk about relevant fitness and wellness topics that you can use these strategies that we talk about to help improve your success in the group. You get membership in the private community. You get a one-on-one goal setting call with me, ongoing support. I am a message or a text away, and you get 2 weeks for free. So you can start completely free. All of this, total value of $1,300 you get for $29.99 a month. And remember, you get that 2 weeks for free. Okay, now we're going to go back to that accountability action step. Oh, just kidding. I skipped a slide. We're going to talk about fast action bonuses real quick. If you enroll in the next few minutes after this webinar is over, okay, you're going to receive some special gifts from me. I'm calling them fast action bonuses. So if you enroll, you're going to get an email from me immediately with these things. You're going to get 6 modified workouts to your inbox that you can use right now. Okay, so they are going to have a seated modifier, an intermediate, and an advanced option, okay, that you can use right away. You're going to get a 30-day moderate carb, low calorie meal plan with nutrition info included. And you're also going to get access to my calendar right away so that you can click, make your appointment for your Getting Started Right call. Okay, so you're going to be able to do all of that before even process to get into the group. So while you're waiting, you can already start making a meal plan, going grocery shopping, getting a workout in, and already setting your appointment up. Okay, so how do you enroll? You're going to go to sugarmamastrong.com/webinar. Okay, it's going to say sign up now. You're going to sign up now. You're going to get your 2 free weeks. And when you sign up, you're going to get that email from me, and it's going to tell you exactly what to do to request access to the group, to claim your meal plan, to get to your workouts, to schedule your call. It's going to tell you exactly step by step what to do. Okay, so sugarmamastrong.com/webinar. Okay, now we're going to get back to action step number 4, how to hold yourself accountable. Okay, this is a big one for all of us who let ourselves off the hook. Okay, how to hold yourself accountable, how to give yourself a gold star. okay? Know your why and write it down. I'm going to talk real quickly about mine because it took me a long time to get there. I believe that we all have two whys. We have a vain why and we have a deep why. Okay? My deep why is I want to be around for my kids. I want them to know that I chose them over binge eating. I want them to know that I chose to fight to be around for them. That's deep stuff. My vain why is I want people to be able to look at me and think I can kick their butt. I want them to be able to see my muscles. That's my vain why. I'm just being real, okay? Share your goals publicly or with a close friend that you trust, okay? When you share those goals, you have someone to confide in about how it's going. You have someone who's going to check up on you to see how you are staying focused, okay? Set up mini goals along the way with a schedule to keep you on track. So if your goal is to lose 15 pounds in 3 months, don't think about the 15 pounds right away. Maybe tell yourself, okay, my goal this month is to lose 5 pounds. Okay? Even though the big goal is 15, focus on the 5. Okay? Create a visual and place it where you can see it every day. So if your goal is an exercise goal, that it's workout, 3 or 4 times a week, have a big calendar where you can mark off the days, okay? If it's a weight loss goal, have yourself a thermometer with the notches on it, and each line is a pound, and you're coloring it in so that you can see it visually, the progress that you're making. You guys, when you can see it in front of you, it's a motivator. It's something to keep you on track, okay? Devise a reward system to help you stay the course. Okay, maybe when you hit that 5-pound goal, you're going to get yourself a new book or a new workout shirt or a manicure. Whatever it is that you thrive off of that you wouldn't normally get yourself anyway. The only key to this reward system is that it cannot be food related. We are not animals. Okay, my dogs get very excited about treats. Okay, but I'm not a dog. I'm not going to reward myself with food. Okay, so that's the only catch to the reward system, is it cannot be food related. Okay, unless it's going to that new, low carb lifestyle friendly restaurant for dinner. That I might give you. Evaluate your progress. So if you have a plan and you have a short goal and you have a reward system, how is it working for you? Okay, how is it going? Did you stay on track? Do you need to tweak your goals? Okay, the only way you're going to know that is reflect on it. Okay, so every so often, every week or so, take a little look, take a step back, and check yourself. Okay, see if you need to tweak it a little bit. Okay, all right, we are going to recap our action steps. So number 1 was shift your mindset. It all starts with what you're thinking. If you change what's going on between your ears, you can change your life. I truly believe that. Number 2, find your plan. Everyone's different. It's okay not to follow the latest trend, the latest fad. It's okay to follow what works for you. Okay. Number 3, move it. Reclaim your independence by slowly increasing your activity. And number 4, hold yourself accountable. Don't let yourself off the hook so easily, and stop just talking about it and start doing it. Now we're going to hear from Stacy and Patty. So ladies, if you could unmute yourself. All right. So Stacy, I know that the Tuesday night calls, have been a game changer for you. Can you tell us a little bit about how you feel after a Tuesday night call?
After a Tuesday night call, I feel seen, I feel heard, and I feel empowered. Because as you know, we've been conditioned through the diet industry of all these things that we're supposed to be focusing on. And so you come into this with the mindset that's very rigid, it's very regimented. And so listening to you delve into topics like accountability, like, you know, setting goals and examining yourself, you give me, I always come away with something new to think about. And it's not just, I'm thinking about it on Tuesday, I'm thinking about it and meditating on it during the entire week. And most often revelation comes from that, and then the change comes because you're dismantling, helping me to dismantle ideas that I've held onto for forever. So that's why the Tuesday night coaching calls are so important to me.
Awesome. All right, Patty. Here's Patty P with her journal. Can you tell me how using the journal has helped you figure out the best plan for you?
You know, it's, you know, I had my one-on-one call with Mary, and we determined what I needed to have as far as calories and carbs per day. So as you see in the picture, I had my journal. I still have them all because I've gotten more than one, but it's a great way to keep track of what you ate, what you didn't eat, what maybe you didn't get your water in, you know. And it does, I love the part of the day, the part of the journal where it says, I started my day and I am grateful for. So there's even a great way to start how you should do that gratefulness, that 5 things right off the bat in the morning. Now, I did switch from going to the journals to printing out the paper journals, you know, and I did it 2-sided and punched holes and did a little, put them in a binder. And then I've also decided that maybe, you know, some of the information that's on there, I don't need for myself. For instance, it says to, did you have your period? And for me, nope, not anymore. But it also lists blood pressure. So there's some things that I don't need. So I created my own little worksheet, which has the things that I need. And one of Mary's memes that she posted one time was, if you bite it, write it. Well, that has helped me determine, oh, do I really want to write this down? Or would I rather eat something else, save some calories on something else? Do I want 1 piece of string cheese or 2 and rip it in half? So it's all about balancing what you're putting in your mouth, the calories going in and the calories going out. So
awesome. Thanks for sharing, Patty.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Stacy, back to you. How does having a personal trainer with firsthand experience with diabetes
Having a personal trainer who is living with type 2 diabetes has been critical for me, because already we come into this experience together already knowing where I am. You've been where I am. You know what I'm experiencing, not only just mentally, but physically. You know what my body is going through on any given day. And so rather than trying to approach my workout plan like your former trainer did for you and just trying to work me like a workhorse, you understand, okay, her body might not be strong enough today. Let me show you how to modify it so that you don't abandon your workouts because you don't feel good. There's something that I can do every day. And like you said, it could be gardening, it could be walking. So having a personal trainer who knows what I'm going through on any given day is very important to me. And I really appreciate that.
Awesome. All right, Patty, we're going to finish up this section with you here. How has the accountability that's offered in Sugar Mama Strong Fitness and Wellness helped you make a shift in your mindset?
you know, initially it was, oh my gosh, I'm going to be late. I told him I was going to be there and now I'm not there. Oh my gosh. But now it's kind of changed. It's, if somebody else isn't there, I'm like, okay, where are you? You said you were going to be here. It's that time. Where are you? You said you were going to be here doing the grease workout. Where are you? But it's all about keeping myself accountable. So not only am I, you know, helping, and we're all keeping each other accountable, but it's like, okay, now every day I'm going to do something and I'm going to post it. I'm holding myself accountable, and hopefully that mindset is contagious. And I hope that everyone else realizes that you can do this. You just have to, you've got to get it here, that don't let the demons or the naysayers or whatever tell you you can't, or give you the excuses. You know, you write 101 excuses, and don't let it happen.
Absolutely. And I'm a testament to that. This morning, we have a little workout chat. And on the weekend, some of us meet at 8 o'clock in the morning. And Patty sent a message and it said, it's 8:04. Is anyone else coming? It's 8:04. She's like, let's go, ladies. All right. We are going to move into the question and answer part of our of the webinar. If you have not opened up the question and answer tab and asked any questions, whether it be about finding your nutrition plan, about workouts, about shifting your mindset, holding yourself accountable, go ahead and open up the question and answer tab, type in your question, so that way we can answer them. In the meantime, I am going to address some questions that were emailed from people who were not able to make it live, so that way they're able to get their question answered also. And I'm going to real quick take a quick look into the chat just so I can take a look. Okay. Good. All right. All right. Let's take a look at these questions. Where did my cursor go? There we go. Okay. When you lose your motivation, how can you get that motivation back? So that's a really good question. I'm going to go ahead and say that I don't think it's that you lose motivation. And the reason I say that is because I think in our mind, we always know what it is that we want. Can we agree on that? We always know what it is that we want. So what we lose is the discipline it takes to get there. We don't lose that vision of what we want. We lose that do it anyway, even when we don't want to, discipline. And that's kind of like, oh, well, when you put it that way, Mary, that doesn't sound as, that kind of sounds like, you know, a little harsh there. And the reality is we all have things in our lives that we don't want to do, whether it's at work, whether it's at home, whether it's with our weight loss journey or diabetes journey. But sometimes when you really want something, you have to do it anyway. So I would say to revisit your why, figure out what that is if you don't know what it is yet, okay? That I would say is how you find your way back to getting that self-discipline to keep going. Will we get anything in the mail, or is it all printable? Everything right now is digital. If you're talking about the journal, you can I can email it to you, and you can go to like the library or the UPS store and they'll print it. I also have a few physical copies, and I can talk to you about how you can get one of those. How to weigh in if you hate the scale. I go by my pant size shirts. Okay, so I have scale issues. So we're going to talk about the scale for just a second. I used to even have 2 scales in my bathroom. One that weighed 4 pounds more than the other one. And so if I was feeling particularly fluffy that day, I would only weigh on the one that weighed less because I didn't want to see the number that was higher. But sometimes I would weigh on them both and I would compare, and then I knew exactly how many pounds. It was different from the the doctor's scale, and I would compare them. Here's the thing. If the relationship with the scale is going to completely sabotage your progress, then, that's something that we have to talk about. I'm a believer in, weighing twice a week at minimum. Some people only weigh when they go to the doctor. It's completely, I'm not going to force you to stand on the scale. That's not my job. My job is to keep you going forward on your journey. Okay. So if that means you only weigh in at the doctor, then that's what that means. There are tons of different ways to measure progress. You measure progress by, can you do more physical activity than you used to? Do you have more energy? Are your measurements smaller? Do your clothes fit better? Like you said, your pant size and your shirts. Okay, so completely something that we can adapt for your specific situation. Okay, how do you go about establishing food intake? Am I a trained nutritionist? I am not a trained nutritionist, nor do I claim to be in any way, shape, or form. The ladies in our group are doing different things nutritionally depending on their goals. And because everybody thrives off a different meal plan, like we just talked about in the webinar. So depending on your medications, depending on your medical needs and underlying conditions other than diabetes, you may need guidance from your doctor. You may need, a certain calorie intake, protein intake, things like that. I am here to guide you. I am here to provide support. I am here to help you get the numbers that you want to see on your meter, on your scale, on your pants. But I am not going to say, this is what you have to eat. This is, only foods from this list, only this many calories. I will give you guidelines, but I am not going to give you an absolute. So hopefully that answered your question. I have several complications from diabetes that affects my mobility. I use a walker/cane, and I heard you mention chair modifications. Do you have others in the group that have very modified needs? Yes, actually, we have a full gamut of members in the group. We have ladies who are in their 20s, and we have ladies who are in their 70s. We have ladies who exercise for 5 minutes and ladies who exercise for 45 minutes. We have ladies who are struggling with severe neuropathy. We have ladies who are double amputees. We have ladies who have 100+ pounds to lose. We have ladies who lose. So modifying the exercise applies for everyone in the group, okay? My goal as your trainer is to make it so that you can complete every workout successfully. I don't want anyone to be participating in one of my workouts and have to stop because they can't complete a movement. So my goal is to make the workout accessible for everyone. Okay, so hopefully that helps answer your question. Here are some of the questions we had emailed. Let me get out my list here. And again, if you have other questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. Here are some of the questions that were emailed to us. How much will I have to participate? That's completely up to you, you guys. This program is designed to support you nutritionally, mentally, accountability-wise. in your activity. I believe the more you participate, the better your results will be. But I also recognize that some people like to lay back and not actively participate. That's the great thing, that I'm just a message away. So if you would rather just message me privately, then that's okay. Laura, do you plan to move this to a web-based program as well? I'm not sure what you mean as far as web-based. Do you mean not on Facebook and completely on a website? Is that what you mean? If you could elaborate a little bit more on your question, I'll be happy to answer it. Are you going to make me eat certain foods? I am not. You're going to eat what you like, because otherwise you're not going to stick to it. That's the reality. And actually, in the meal plan that I share with you when you enroll, I actually say, have you ever looked at a meal plan that's designed for you? Like you Google healthy meal plan or something, and it comes up with this calendar, and it's like Monday you eat this, Tuesday you eat this. Have you ever liked everything on the meal plan? For me, never. Never have I ever liked everything on a meal plan. So my meal plans that I provide for you are flexible. You're going to eat what you like, skip what you don't like, okay? Because that's real life. Okay. Next. How is your program different than what's out there now? So our program, I believe, is a set of principles. It is something that's going to allow you to create lifelong change for your life without feeling overwhelmed, without feeling alone, without feeling like quitting. Because we've been there, we've done that, okay? I know I have too many times to count. And that's why this program is different, because we're not going to try to tackle a lifetime of bad habits overnight, okay? Because that doesn't work. We are strong, educated, kick-ass women. So why do we keep doing the same thing over and over that we know doesn't work? That's why this program is different, because we're not approaching it that way. We're going to approach it one thing at a time. And once we get that one thing, then we'll add something else. And then we'll add something else. And we're going to do it in a way that is empowering, that is not self-defeating. And we're going to do it with a group of ladies who are in the same boat. You guys, this is the only program out there that is specifically tailored for women with diabetes. It's the only one. Do you have an app for logging food as well? We do not have an app yet. It is on my radar someday. I hope to have it. A lot of our recipes do have a barcode that you can scan to MyFitnessPal for logging. And like I said, all of the nutritional information is there. So if you wanted to log it to MyFitnessPal, you could do that. Any other questions? I think we just have one more. How long until I see results? That really depends on you, right? So the more work you do, the more results you see. I think there's a quote out there that says, if you kind of sort of do the work, you kind of sort of get results. Okay, so I can't tell you that. Okay, I can't tell you if you're going to lose 5 pounds in a week or 5 pounds in a month. But more importantly, anytime that I've ever lost weight quickly, it usually meant that I lost it temporarily and that it was going to find its way back and then some. So I'm going to encourage you to look at results beyond what the scale says and think of results as, how are my choices this week? Did I drink enough water? How do I feel energy-wise? Am I sleeping better? How do I feel mentally? Am I thinking clearer? Do I feel more positive? Do I feel more motivated to take the action required to meet my goal? And those are the things that are going to keep you going every step of the way. Okay? So I hope that you guys got something from this webinar, that you are going to implement these action steps, that you're going to pull away these how-to bullet points, that you're going to go write some post-it notes, that you're going to go make some appointments with yourself for a workout. Oh, I think we just got another question. Let me just check. Nope, hold on. I'm looking. Oh, someone, I'm checking the chat, you guys, real quick. Hey, Mary, sorry, I see your question. It says it's $29.99 a month. So if you sign up today, you do not pay anything today. Your first payment will come out 2 weeks from today because you get that 2 weeks free. Okay, so whatever today is, so sometime kind of like mid-July-ish would be your first payment. Okay, so it'd be 2 weeks from today would be that first time, and then it's an automatic withdrawal. And if you need to cancel or modify or anything like that, you would just let us know. It's a really quick process, no big deal, and there are no contracts or anything like that. So any other questions, comments, concerns? Remember, there are 25 membership spots open right now. 20, I think I said 20 minutes. The fast action bonuses are coming your way via email. If you have any questions that were not answered in the webinar, feel free to email me at sugarmamastrong@gmail.com, and I will be happy to answer them. And I think that's all we have for you guys. Thanks so much for joining us. And I hope to get Sugar Mama Strong with you in Sugar Mama Strong Fitness and Wellness. Thank you, Patty and Stacy, for joining me. And I will talk to you all soon.